Today I'm going to be talking about the sport of lacrosse and how and the impacts it has made to make its way to the Olympics for 2028. Just a little talk about the globalization of it. Lacrosse has been a growing sport over the past few decades. It is now nearly played in almost 100 countries around the world, which is very big compared to 20 years ago. Um, with the growth of lacrosse, it has naturally brought more eyes to the sport, and now it has now led to the establishment of lacrosse being in the Olympics in 2028 in Los Angeles. With that, also the sport has also grown exponentially with the growth of the PLL, which I will talk later, which is our professional league in the U.S., and also having our little mini World Games being hosted for so many other countries to come around and play has also made a great impact on lacrosse and its globalization. But to start off, I think one person to talk about that's been a great help is Paul Rabel. Paul Rabel is pretty much like the face of lacrosse. He's kind of like the Michael Jordan. Um, he is a co-founder of the PLL. He, as you can see, he's a big influencer on this sport. He played his whole life. He played at University of Johns Hopkins, where he broke multiple records. He was an offensive midi, has a perfected shot, lefty, righty, you name it. He's played for the MLL and then the PLL, and he has his own camp. Obviously, he owns the PLL with his brother Mike. Yeah, like he is the face, and he has helped grow so much. He's traveled the globe, bringing lacrosse to Japan, and he's gone over to Australia and in Europe, and I think parts of Africa where he's put his face to the sport, and he's let people know that like he is here to help grow the sport. So he is definitely one of the reasons, and his qualities of a man and his love for the sport has helped the sport grow so much. And now to the PLL, the Premier Lacrosse League. It was created in 2018 by Paul Rabel and his brother Mike Rabel. We can, Before this, there was a thing called the MLL, which is called the Major Lacrosse League. It was somewhat like this, but it definitely did not get to the market where it is with the PLL is today. There was similar amount of teams, but it definitely didn't have the marketing and the advertising and like the popularity that it needed to grow. And so I think so. What happens? Paul Rabel, who was at the time a player of the MLL, he created the PLL, and it's just grown immensely. I think they started with 6 teams, and now they have 8 or 9. Actually, they actually might have 9. Um, but yeah, and now they compete. They rent out stadiums and arenas. They have championships. They do these little like mini leagues in the winter. Um, they host so many more camps and clinics, and they have sponsorships with Lexus, Champion, Progressive, as you can see in the back. Like they are making a name for itself, and they are PLL is growing to the point where they're becoming one of those major sports leagues. And one thing they made recently, past couple of years, is that they've had home bases. So as you can see in this little GIF here, this is the Utah Archers playing against the Maryland Whipsnakes, right? And then there's some teams in Philadelphia, California, Denver, Carolina. I think there's a couple more I'm missing, but having that location too gives it more of a professional look because it's not just the Archers, right? It's the Utah Archers, right? So having that home base is also, they don't have like a home stadium, but just the start of having a state to locate them, it gives them more of that professional look and also opens it up for more sponsorships and marketing. The World Lacrosse Association. So World Lacrosse is recognized by the International Olympic Committee as the international governing body for lacrosse, responsible for providing effective leadership and governance of the sport and internationally while supporting its continued growth worldwide. So pretty much what it is, it's the organization that kind of has been supporting and managing all the lacrosse communities around the world. As you can see, there's about 86 nations a part of it. The image down below, you see, the Philippines, U.S., Japan, Canada, Mexico. The like there's so much more. Uganda, Jamaica has made an impact. England, Germany, Spain. I think South Korea might have one too. But yeah, it's reached it's reached so far and it's continuously growing. Before the Olympics, we'd have these little like kind of like our mini Olympics. I think it'd be hosted in the summer. They pick a location somewhere in the U.S. and these other countries would fly in and it'd be like full field, like a full game, but like it they play it down to like a championship, and it's been awesome to watch. And obviously, like, and one thing too is like they if you have like if you're, let's say you're X amount of Hispanic or Mexican, you can play in that team. So I've had buddies who are part Puerto Rican or part Mexican, and then during that summer they've gone and played with their nationality team at these at the World Lacrosse Games, which has been super cool. And now obviously with the Olympics coming, right, they might have a chance to do that too. So this has kind of been an organization that's been helping grow the sport global and organizing everything, and it's been awesome to see how much it's grown. Um, now, lacrosse is now going to be in the Olympics in LA 2028. It's going to be in a sixes form, so probably a shorter field, but same kind of comps, the same rules, men's and women's. I think I don't know if all 86 nations are going to be a part of it. They're probably going to be more, but I'm looking forward to see how that's going to be operated. But like it says for you in the text, it's been kind of contested. It's been kind of tried out in the past century or so, but it's never been an official sport. It's more just kind of been a little toss up and just a test. But it being an official sport, and for not only the U.S. to be participant in it, but then everyone around the globe to participate in it, it's going to be absolutely huge. Um, Coming from someone who's been playing lacrosse, and then I've even played lacrosse internationally in Italy, and playing with some Italy Italian pro players. It's going to be a great experience, and it's going to help grow the sport. And I'm really looking forward to see how the world can now watch on a national, you know, stream. Right? It's not, we don't have to go through these little side alleys to find what's going to be on national television, and people can officially see like how lacrosse is. How it's like other sports, and the difference between men's and women's lacrosse, and playing in the Olympics. That's one of the biggest of the thing. That's one of the biggest stages you can be on in the world of sports. So having this opportunity to do that, I think will be awesome, and I think it will just help grow the sport global and hopefully reach more countries and help grow the sport in countries we've already made it to, and hopefully just bring them more of a structure and love for the sport. So yeah, thank you.